Season 4 pre-season kicked off at Qatar to provide a new challenge to all 20 drivers. An early pace shows that this will be one of the toughest seasons to call who will be the main title contender in both championships. The biggest story in the off-season was of course the current champion Soviet Mario when he shocked the paddock by announcing that despite winning the drivers and constructors titles at Mercedes, he would be leaving the team ahead of Season 4. He believed he has done all he can at Mercedes after winning both titles and is looking for a new place to call home. It was then announced shortly after the news broke that he has accepted a seat in Alfa Romeo. His motivation was down to his love of the Alfa Romeo liveries, which of course the team has taken high marks for once again. He hopes with this move he'll be able to continue his impressive record of winning over 50% of his races, but early signs have shown that it will not be easy for the current champion. Alongside Soviet Mario will be a driver just as capable of competing for podiums in Chaos Theory. A surprise for long-term viewers of BBR is Chaos Theory is still without a win despite being a title contender for most of Season 2. He came back midway through the season and was able to seal an impressive second place at Monaco. A lot of eyes will be looking to see how this dynamic works throughout the season, as Alfa Romeo believe this is what can get them the Constructors' title. With the news of the current Constructors' champions Mercedes having open seats, it was highly sought after by many drivers. In the end, the team has decided to bring in a Q's Chicken. Mercedes benefited a lot last time out by their reliability, and with Chicken having a very impressive record of no DNF in the races in Season 3, this could potentially be a match made in heaven for driver and team. With only 2 podiums in his career though, can Mercedes help a Q's Chicken get back into podium contention? Joining him, Mercedes will be a driver who could potentially become the surprise package during the season, BBR Borbag. During pre-season, it was clear to everyone that Borbag was enjoying the circuit as he spent a cumulative total of 300 laps at the Qatar circuit and was pulling in impressive times throughout the sessions. After it was a tough campaign for Borbag after coming so close on occasion to podiums and his best result only being 5th place, could we see this switch to Mercedes be the catalyst for Borbag to get his first podium? Haas were the next team to announce their driver lineup and were very happy to bring back a familiar face to the team, a driver that brought success to the team as well as himself, the Season 2 champion, Dan's Motorsport. The former champion was in the mix throughout most of the season, but unfortunately he hit a bad patch where he lost ground in the championship and ended up finishing down in 3rd place. He was still able to claim 6 victories throughout the season and returned to a team that brought in the driver's title. Is Dan going to be the main challenger once again? Haas were also happy to bring in, alongside Dan, returning to the racetrack, H. Corrigan. After spending the season in the commentary position, he is now putting away the headset and is returning behind the wheel. He did take part in a couple of races near the end of Season 3, but was only able to claim 9th place as his best result. He's been on the podium before. Will he be back in contention? And how will him and Dan work as a combination during the races? We'll just have to wait and see. AlphaTauri is looking to continue their good form from last season and believe they pulled off a masterstroke in bringing in the runner-up in the Drivers' Championship, UK Morrow. 3 wins last season, including the infamous victory against Soviet Mario at Monza, where he won by just 6 thousandths of a second. He was part of the Alfa Romeo team, where they also finished runners-up compared to Mercedes. Morrow believes a change of environment might help him move from being the bridesmaid to the bride. A good start would be critical for Morrow's chances. On the other side of the garage, the AlphaTauri team have brought in none other than the newly named BBR Oakley. After transitioning to wheel midway through the season, he found his form near the end, picking up 3 podiums, including an impressive victory at Portugal. However, he will need to adjust to a new environment and being in a different team from Dan's Motorsport. This could be the change Oakley needs to take him to a new level, and having Morrow in the same team, it will not be easy if he wants to be the number 1 AlphaTauri driver. Next team to reveal their lineup was McLaren, and they feel they've pulled off a massive coup to bring in a driver who could be a dark horse for the drivers in Mezzaneta. After what was a tough season for Mezzaneta, where he ended strong with a win at Saudi Arabia, early pace is showing that he is fully adapted to these cars and has found abundance of pace to the point that everyone is taking notice. McLaren finished bottom of the standings in Season 3. Mezzaneta might be their ticket back to the top. And alongside him in the team will be BR Taggart, another driver who has struggled and finished down in 20th position. With only the podium at Baku being the only highlight of a tough season for him, this switch from Haas coming to McLaren might be what he needs to find his form. The target for this team will surely to be up there, with his teammate fighting for podiums for the team. Time will tell how this partnership will play out. Red Bull were next to announce their drivers they brought in, and they were very pleased to bring in Wilco's on Fire to the team. A very capable driver on his team who took home the award for Most Overtake of the Week awards, showing he knows how to pull off an overtake. 3 podiums were what he claimed last time out, and I'm sure he'll be looking to add to that collection for his new team. If you're looking for entertainment during Season 4, Wilco is one of the drivers to keep an eye on. Joining him in Red Bull will be one of the veterans of the league, BBR Sanders. For some, he is considered part of the furniture. He has been around from the start. He has came close last season to claim a podium at Baku, but struggled near the end of the season. He's shown glimpses of pace throughout, just missed out on consistency. Joining his 3rd team in 3 seasons, will Red Bull be the place where Sanders can get himself back up the pecking order? We'll just have to wait and see. Next team to announce their lineup was Alpine. They finished 3rd last time and looking to see if they can go one step further by bringing in Turbo Snail to the team. Alongside Morrow in Alfa Romeo, a lot of people expected them to be the runaway leaders in the Constructors. However, they finished runners-up, and Turbo Snail finished a very impressive 4th place despite only taking 2 podiums last season, showing his consistency with 9 top 5 finishes, showing that his pace is certainly up there with all the big hitters. Potentially being the leader for the Alpine team might take him to the next level. Joining him in the team is a driver who went very under the radar and potentially one of the most underrated drivers in the league, Brawn21. Despite not claiming his first podium, he was able to take home an incredible 5th place in the driver's standings. 12 top 10 finishes throughout the season, even put him on the tails of his new teammate, only finishing 27 points behind him. Alpine are very happy with their new lineup, and a lot of drivers believe this team is a dark horse. Aston Martin were looking to bounce back after what was a tough season, finishing down in 8th place. They brought in a driver who is showing very good signs early on, the newly named BBR Peninsula. The former Peninsula Adam was disappointed with how last season went, as he only claimed 1 podium and lost 5th place in the championship to Brawn at the final round in Brazil due to his DNF. But since moving to Aston Martin, he's refound his pace and appears to be more relaxed, so we could be seeing BBR Peninsula back in the fight for more podiums. Taking the other seat at Aston Martin, a driver who has had different fortunes in Season 3 and was a real surprise factor, the Jeffy Naut. Upon reflection, he was very happy with how his campaign went. He was able to pick up 3 third places, which helped him claim a top 10 spot in the standings. Aston Martin stated this is a combination that other teams need to watch out for, and early signs do show they will be a threat, especially early on in Season 4. Ferrari was surprisingly one of the last teams to announce their drivers, but they've pulled off a steal by being able to bring in Darth Coetzee to the team. Ferrari fans will be very happy to see the number 7 return to the Scarlet Red, and the team brought in a very capable driver. Season 2, he was big player in the Drivers' Championship, so the team think they can bring Darth Coetzee back to being a factor after only being able to participate in 10 races in Season 3. He did end the season strong with a win at Singapore, so time will tell if this move works out for Ferrari and Coetzee. The second driver brought in by Ferrari certainly has pedigree in BBR, as they signed the Season 1 Drivers' Champion, Mac Veach. Mac Veach was one of the notable drivers who struggled in Season 3, only claiming the best result of 6th place and finishing down in 21st in the standings. Last campaign he was part of the McLaren team, who were the only constructor to not pick up a podium, so a switch to Ferrari makes a lot of sense for the former champion. And last but not least, we have the Williams team, who moved quickly to bring in the other driver who helped Mercedes win the Constructors' title, Darth Ravon. Ravon provided the shock of the season in Saudi Arabia, as he claimed his first podium in BBR. A lot of the paddock will be watching with intrigue to see how Ravon fares in his new environment, but they might need to wait a while, as an injury to Darth Ravon in the off-season means his debut for Williams could potentially be delayed. And the final driver announced as part of the Season 4 lineup for BBR is Afroman. When Afroman is on his day, he is one of the fastest drivers on the grid, which can be seen by his victory in Australia, where he won by 15 seconds after the collision between the title contenders. Williams believe this could be the lineup that can help them climb the ladder after finishing 6th place and taking 4 podiums. Seeing how quickly their new drivers settle into their team could play a factor in how they finish. So there is the lineup for all 10 teams, but there is still a very capable number of drivers waiting in the wings when seats become available during the season, and will look to take full advantage of their chances. Drivers such as VRL Giles, Matty1929, F1 Kieran, Bobina, Sam GP, ETE Badger and Gazelle Roker will certainly be names to keep an eye out for. And that is it for pre-season in Qatar. This is already shaping up to be the most competitive season in BBR, and it will be fascinating to see how the drivers and teams fare in this campaign. Races will be covered by myself on the Below Twitch account every Saturday at 9 PM. This Saturday will be the first round of the season and we'll be headed to the birthplace of Formula 1, Silverstone. Good luck to all of the drivers and teams ahead of Season 4, and with pre-season all wrapped up, we look forward to getting back to racing.